right, let's talk about the Terps. They're going to play in Jacksonville against the winner of Belmont and Temple. Belmont and Temple play tomorrow night in Dayton. That's a late game tomorrow night. So the Terps looked terrible against Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament. Man, they were bad.
They were.
And then Belmont, they're number 2 in the country in scoring. They average near 90 a game. Now their center was banged up for the Murray State game. Not sure if he's going to go against Temple, but Temple, they'll cause some problems. Well coached, Fran Dunphy. They've been there forever. Belmont can score. Who's the worst matchup for the Terps?
Well, I like Maryland against both of them. I think this is the game Maryland wins. And, of course, they're in a bracket. When you start talking about, hey, there's LSU, there's Michigan State, eventually Duke in a perfect world, they're in a tough neighborhood from that perspective. And I'm with you 1,000,000,000%. I couldn't believe how bad Maryland was in the Big Ten tournament. They looked like it was sleepwalking and let's just get out of here. Listen, when you reach this point, all these teams are all pretty good. I mean, Belmont got a second life because every bracketologist had them out, and I'm sure when they saw their names, they're like, okay, let's go. Bird's a great coach. Dunphy's a great coach. That'll be a fun game to watch. But I like Maryland against either one of them, to be honest with you. And, Cowan's going to be a terrific player for the Terps, and, Bruno does his thing inside and so forth. They're so young, though. That's the only thing that I think when you do the 90-second, gut reaction, I don't know if this is Maryland's time. I don't like where they are in terms of the bracket because of the high quality around them. I think they can win a game. The problem is, when's the last time Maryland won 3 straight games in a row? It's been about 2 months, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. I think the Terps can win 1. I think if they won 2, they should have a party and say, hey, listen, we're ahead of schedule. Turgeon's a really good coach. They had signs of life during the season, but down the stretch, they were a little disappointing to me, especially at Big Ten tournament. But I think Maryland can catch the first game regardless of the winner coming out of Dayton.
Yeah, and maybe they'd be happy with winning just a game. Cowan, for example, said he's never won a game in the tournament. They didn't make it last year, and they won just 5 out of their last 9 regular season games, losing to teams like Penn State, Nebraska. I mean, I think they're almost just happy to be in.
Well, they should be in because they've earned that right. That was never going to be in doubt. But in terms of putting a sustained effort in terms of, hey, we're getting to the first weekend, let's get to the second one. If they can do that, I think if you're a Maryland fan, you kind of sit there and say, hey, you know what, that's nice. Now we're playing with house money. I do think they can catch, though, the winner of Belmont Temple. I think those are teams that they could sit there and look and say, hey, if we play well, we'll be in good shape. But, man, they have been a team that, like a lot of folks. I mean, you see them at certain times of the year, you say, man, that's a really good-looking club. As a matter of fact, just about every quote-unquote basketball analyst that we've had on our off-campus show in the last week and a half, I said, give me a team outside the top 10 that you think can make a deep run without, of course, seeing the brackets. Every analyst said Maryland. So the potential is there. I just need to see some consistency, and down the stretch, they were not that team. So we'll see how it plays out. But I do think if you're a Maryland fan, regardless of what comes out of Dayton, I think that's a team that you can say, hey, I don't care who shows up. If we play well, we should be able to get to the second game there.